the Library of Whispered Ink. The library on 4th and Spruce didn't exist on any digital map. It was a narrow, brick-faced building squeezed between a trendy coffee shop and a laundromat, looking very much like a book that had been shoved onto a shelf where it didn't quite fit. Elias entered because it was raining and because he was the kind of man people looked past, a background character in his own life. He expected the smell of vanilla and decay typical of old paper. Instead, the air inside smelled of incoming thunderstorms and sharp cedar. The book with no title. At the very back, under a flickering lamp, Elias found a shelf labeled unwritten. He pulled out a volume bound in leather the color of a bruised plum. There was no title on the spine, and when he opened it, the pages were entirely blank. "It's waiting," a voice rasped. Elias jumped. An elderly woman with spectacles thick as paperweights sat at a desk nearby. She didn't look up from her knitting. "That one doesn't like to be rushed. Sit. Hold it. Actually listen." Feeling foolish, Elias sat in a velvet armchair that felt suspiciously like a hug. He rested his palms on the cream-colored pages. First, there was nothing. Then, a faint vibration thrummed through his fingertips. Slowly, black ink began to bloom on the page, like tea spilling across a tablecloth. But it wasn't tea, it was elegant, looping script. Elias wondered if he was invisible because he was quiet, or if he was quiet because he feared what would happen if he were finally seen. The conversation. Elias gasped and tried to pull his hands away, but the book felt warm, almost magnetic. More words appeared, faster now. He remembered the blue bicycle he lost when he was 7. He remembered the girl in the bakery who smiled at him twice, and how he had practiced saying hello for 3 blocks and then said nothing. He remembered the dream of being an architect, buried under a decade of filing taxes for other people. "It's reading me," Elias whispered, his heart hammering against his ribs. "Most books tell you a story," the librarian said, finally looking up. Her eyes were a piercing, youthful blue. "But every now and then, a person needs to be told their own. You spend so much time blending into the wallpaper, Elias, that you've forgotten you're the protagonist." The final sentence. Elias stayed for hours. He watched his fears, his secret kindnesses, and his buried ambitions crawl across the paper. The book didn't judge. It simply bore witness. As the rain stopped and the streetlights outside hummed to life, the ink reached the bottom of the final page. It paused, the nibless pen of the universe hovering. Then one last sentence formed in a bold, defiant hand. "Tomorrow he will say hello." Elias closed the book. He felt heavier, yet somehow more solid, as if he had finally gained enough mass to cast a shadow. He placed the volume back on the shelf, nodded to the librarian, and walked out. He didn't look at the ground. He looked at the world, and for the first time in years, the world seemed to be looking back. I hope you enjoyed that brief escape. Would you like me to continue Elias's story? Or shall we try a completely different genre? Perhaps something in science fiction or a fast-paced thriller?